Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be covering the topic of how well can Obi-Wan use a blaster. Before we begin, please be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a cool video about sci-fi from us. Alright, so with the Obi-Wan series coming up and its teasers of what's going to happen during it, a lot of people are wondering various facts like who we're going to see, what kind of action we're going to get. But one of the things I wanted to talk about here today was the more than likely fact that we're not going to get to see Obi-Wan use his trademark lightsaber. This is simply because of the fact that while in hiding, he probably wouldn't have had many opportunities to use it. After all, Jedi were supposed to be a secret at this point in time, so he's not going to be using it that much. This means that he'll mostly be stuck to either using hand-to-hand combat or blasters. But as a Jedi, how good is Obi-Wan with those, and can he improve enough to blend in with regular people? Well, the first thing we have to look at is training. The Jedi were not considered soldiers or police officers, so they weren't given necessarily the same amount of training that other entities were with those types of weapons in the form of blasters or slug throwers. However, that's not to say that Jedi were completely unfamiliar with them. There were some education on them, at least for defensive purposes within the Jedi Temple, and they became much more known to Jedi who usually spent time undercover. It's very much worth noting that Obi-Wan has had 2 confirmed long-term missions outside of the Order. One was when he protected Duchess Satine when he was younger, and the second being when he went undercover as Rako Hardeen during the Clone Wars. Both of these probably required a great amount of skill with weapons other than his lightsaber, simply due to the fact that he had to remain hidden and incognito for both. We actually get this with the Rako Hardeen episodes, as he is proficient enough with it to operate as a sniper for the bounty hunter team. So his training there is certainly at least good enough to qualify for an average soldier. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Jedi instinct for using blasters. There really wasn't a lot of case studies for this in the Clone Wars or the era of the Republic in general. Blasters were frowned upon for Jedis to use as they were considered highly uncivilized. However, during the era of the Empire, when a lot of Jedis had to blend in the background, blasters became much more common for the Jedi to use. It's worth noting that both Kanan and Ezra adapted to using them quite well. And so it is likely to say that a Jedi's instincts with a blaster, despite it not being as elegant or precise as a lightsaber, were certainly sufficient to qualify as a threat. And the last part is Force powers. Could a Jedi reasonably use the Force to enhance their ability with a blaster? Yes. Yes, they can. While they were trained to do it originally for close quarters combat with the use of their lightsabers or other such weapons, it's very possible that the development of Force techniques that would allow them to concentrate better, or even just drag enemies out of cover, would enable them to use a blaster much more efficiently. To any onlookers, keep in mind too that these kind of events would just look like freak coincidences or accidents. They wouldn't necessarily look like Force powers, and therefore would allow a Jedi to keep their identity relatively a secret. I hope this answers some of your questions as to what we might see, and will hopefully give us a better idea of what Obi-Wan can do in the coming series. If you like what you heard here, please be sure to like and subscribe, because we're going to be covering a lot more Star Wars in the near future. Alright, have a great day!